Good morning, scholars, and welcome to your second cursive lesson with Miss Miller. I hope that everyone enjoyed last week's lesson. I know it was long. This week will not be near as long, but let's review very quickly. Everyone received a cursive instruction student workbook. You can go ahead and get that out and have it beside you. Also in your folder, you had the cursive alphabet reference chart. We will hit those uppercase letters later. And most importantly, this page that I love to reference about checking your posture, your pencil and your paper. It is important that you are sitting comfortably with your feet on the floor, you're holding your pencil correctly, and that you are tilting your paper based on whether you're left-handed or right-handed, and that you have the hand that is not writing on top of your paper there, kind of to support your writing there. Okay, so last week we began with the T, the U, the W, the R, S, I, J, and P. It asked you to practice tracing these with your finger, and as you see on this page, they all do start at the baseline, but the reason they are showing this is to help you later when you're connecting letters, which is what we're going to do today. So last week you practiced these letters. If you did not have time to finish those, you can always go back and do that later. And I've provided all of your teachers with extra cursive paper. Today we are going to work on connecting letters. So if you could open your workbook to this page here, I believe it's page 12. Should be numbered in the bottom right. And I know you're probably thinking, why are all of these numbers all over here? But it's just showing you kind of where you start. So you would be starting here, tracing up 1, down 2, back up as you're forming into your U, down, back up into your W, 2, 3, this one has a 4 to go over into that R. You actually don't go all the way to the baseline for that. And down, back up again for your S. Up again, or down again and up. Down for this loop. Around and back out. And you actually go back last and then cross your T. Okay? So this is what we're going to work on today. And I am going to share with you now my video. Let's go into this screen instead. Whoops, sorry. Let's go into this screen instead. And I also want to be able to reference the other letter. So let's share this as well. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to start with the T and U. I'm turning my paper a bit here, and I am going to go like this in one stroke and not lift. T and U. And then I'm going to cross. Okay. T, U. Just like that. Okay. Now remember how I was telling you, not starting at the baseline for these, but if you were, you would start here and go like that, which is the way that I learned, Miss Rockacharlie learned, and Mr. Scott, and Miss Laura, and Miss Kim. But they're asking that we go like this. Okay, so there's your T and your U. So if you want to practice a couple of those, I'm going to move on to the next one. And you can always go back and practice more. Now we're going to look at the R and the S. So the R and the S. Just like that. You go up a little bit above that midline for the R. And there it is if you start at the baseline. Okay. J and U, you start at the midline. So here's our J and our U. Go back into your dot. Okay. Now we are going to do PW. Ooh, this is tricky. Okay, so our P, we will be starting at the midline. We'll be going down below the baseline as well. This one's kind of tricky. Here we go. Up for your P, down, make a loop around. Then you're going to go right into that W. Like that. That was actually pretty fun. Oops, I forgot I was doing a W. There we go. You see I have my hand up here, kind of stabilizing my paper. Oh, that's P. Sorry, friends. I'm getting it. P, W. And you can go very slow if you need to. I'll do one very, very slow. Okay. All right, now we're going to be writing our first words, friends, based on the letters that we have learned. And this will be the end of our lesson after I go over these. The first word is pursuit. Pursuit. And remember, you do this all without stopping, picking up your pencil at all. P, U, R, S, U, I, T. Then I go back, dot, and cross. Again. P, U, R, S, U, I, T. Okay. All right, next word is spirit. S, P, I, R, I, T. Now I do find myself moving my wrist as I am going across for those long words. Spirit again. S, P, I, R, I, T. Very good. Two more and we are finished. Trust and rip. Trust. So here we go. T, R, U, S, T. And I'm sure you notice that if you look back up here on the screen that this S here looks different from this S. It's because this is the first S of the word and this one is connected. So that is why. Trust again. Here we go. T, R, U, S, T. And your last word is rip. That's a good short one. R, I, P. R, I, P. Okay, so if you look back up on the screen here, those are the words that we just did for today that you can practice. You can also, excuse me, you can also go on to the next page and practice the WR, the WT, the WU, WS, WI, excuse me, excuse me, WJ, WP, and then you can practice those other words, wrist, twerk, whisk, twist, and wit. You can practice those as well if you have additional time this week, because next week we want to move on into our next letters, which will be undercurve loop letters. So good luck, take your time, don't get frustrated. It takes a long, long time to learn how to write like this. Remember, it is supposed to be slanted when you're writing. It's not supposed to be straight up and down either. And you can look at that in your page that has your helpful tools. I will see you next week.